comes a new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Neither of them willing to back off it. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Knockdown. They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Player 1 can't afford rising uppercut. Triggers the super and is looking to put this out of reach. They've got the meter for a drive impact. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? They were right to be on guard there. In there! Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Dashes up. Drive rush to keep it going. Awesome! Player 2, blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Going in? They've got the meter for a drive impact. Gets the throw and continues on the offensive. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Both fighters planning something? Austin wraps it up with a decisive combo. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Player 2, forward throw. Laying the pressure on things. Nothing stops this train. Both are all the throw connects. Oh, here we go. Player 2 with the rhythm throws him. Here comes the corner. All in with the rush. No hesitation or regret. Hits him with that NSFW. This is going to hit for a critical arm. You gotta imagine that this is not only gonna wreck their life bar, but also their nerves. What are they gonna do? A jump that goes airborne. Jamma! Player 2 made all the right moves, and this experience is only gonna make them stronger. Medium kick. Sticks the combo. Nails the anti-air. Shoots off a fireball up close. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Knockdown. Player 2 chases them down. Goes for the drive rush there. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Experiencing burnout. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Player 2 can't afford mistakes without with this super art connect. KO! Player 2 with the first strike, but they can't get complacent. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Whiffs the throw. Drive rush to keep it going. Both fighters are working with a low SA gauge, but that may not deter them from going on the attack. Going in? Sandblast! Jumps? Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Will we see a drive impact? They choose to spend the meter to up the damage by a bit. Player 1 sneaks in the throw. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Opts to create space to start. Final round. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Ooh, this could be something. Throws a beefy Kachose. Risk goes airborne. There's a drive impact. Player 2 needs to wait this out. That corner is starting to look scary. Oh, they switched up. Will this super art do anything? What were they thinking? White links it. Turning it right up with a super. My, getting that yakiniku grill ready to cook. Drive this back isn't. Player 1 burn out, but they may have just what they were after. I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Manages to block the jump in attack. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Checks with the projectile. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Uses this opportunity to really lay into the opponent with a damaging combo. Taking stock. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some nice. Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Jump? Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Perfect input, not letting up. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Stuck in the corner, but not going down without a fight. Cross up. Jumps up. Goes for the throw. Knockdown and blocks it. Throws a beefy that springs forward with the drive rush. Big throw. Drive rush to keep it going. Player 1 is in a very good spot. Ooh, land KO. Player 2 made all. HP maxed, side quests done, and the skill tree's fully unlocked. Let's get it on.
Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. All right, they throw them into the corner. They're looking to keep the pressure on and do some damage. Blocks the jump in. There's a drive rush to throw the opponent off balance. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Goes for the drive rush there. We're near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? Knockdown. That's one huge life lead. Is this going where we think it is? Picks up the win with the projectile. Good read. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. Will this super art connect? That's not gonna hit. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Checks them with the projectile. Drive rush to keep it going. Swagger step. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the cork. Springs forward with the drive rush. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Oh, they were looking for that overhead. Dashes forward. Zones with the fire. Barely blocks the jump in. Drive rush to keep it going. Will we see a drive impact? Shows the low kick hit. Noticeable life all in with a rush. Player 1 can't let this simmer. Breaks through with a throw. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Jumps. Player 1 won out those close scuffles, and now they gotta have a plan for the next round. Scrapping it out up close. But blocks the drive reversal? More fuel to the fire! Cook them up! And Arasaka finds them up! Fire's gonna give you the warm and fuzzies, but not the ones that you want! What's next? Player 2 is in a very good spot now. All in with a rush! Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. Good presence of mind. Burns out. They're taking a step back to in with the luminous. Oh, here we go. Player one with the rip. Are you kidding me? That was a fight heard round the world. Yo, talk this. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jump. Checks him with a projectile. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Drive rush. Gets in their face. Knockdown. Projectile to try and change the situation. Drive reversals blocked. Nice. Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Time for a drink. Early round decisions are springs forward with the drive rush. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Luminous dive kick to throw them off. Risky up drive rush to keep it going. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. Going in. Player two holding on to that corner advantage. Jumps in. Uses the target combo as a filler. What'll happen here? Go all in with a rush. Barely blocks the jump. Links it. All the throw connects. Okay, here we go. Burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Will we see a drive impact? What a finish! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Decides not to rush in without a plan. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Player two will look to apply pressure here. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Player two has a slight life lead. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Feeling a real buzz. In with the luminous. Crowns him from above. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. Player one over in a flash. Player two made all the right moves. And this experience is only gonna make them stronger. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Gets out of there with a backdash. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Goes for the throw. Knockdown. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. The jump in is denied. Takes a trip. Feeling out the spacing. Neither fighter is willing to back down from this exchange. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Heading into the ink, what a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Projectile to try and change the situation. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Was looking for that jump attack. Tension! Super hearts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Player two will look to apply pressure here. Gets the throw and continues on the offensive. Scrapping it out up close. Knockdown and all in with a rush. Experiencing burnout. What a finish! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Opts to create space to start. Backs them into the corner in a hurry. Max SA gauges. Drive rush. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Presses forward rush. Looking to follow up after that target combo. All in with a rush. Both sides getting ready. Player one is in a change of plans. Links in. There's a flatline zone. That was catches.
A new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Turns up the heat and cooks them with the combo. Player 2 has them legit shook in the corner. Lands the forward throw. The corner pressure continues. Player 2 chases them down, capitalizes on every mistake, and picks up the perfect KO. Player 2 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Just moments ago, we saw some very solid pressure against the wall. That's how you close out games. It's so hard to fight back against that. You've got springs forward with the drive rush. Burnout activates. A quick breather. Lighting up the skies with Kagero no Mai. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Genius read. Knocked them out of the air. Getting that extra juice in with Kagero no Mai. Player 1 flatline zone. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Adds a bit of OD spice. Player 1 with the lead. Will they go for offense or defense? They're taking a step back to slow down. This can lead to some big damage. Ooh, what a smart throw. Goes up above. Getting it all on the drive rush. Oh, the drive rush. Keeps them out. Links it. Close range projectile. Player 1 is barely hanging on to their last bit of drive. This is gonna hurt. Went all in with the rush. Carried to the corner. This may be bad news. More fuel to the fire. Hook them up. Goes big time to end it. Never ever miss a chance to show off the fancy stuff. I've seen a lot of fights in my day.
Here comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Waiting for the opponent to make the first move. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Tries to bait him with the projectile. Goes for the low kick. Strings it all together. Goes for the drive rush there. Nails the anti-air. Take, springs forward with the drive rush. A drive impact could end it all here. Somehow pushing, experiencing burn. Good heads-up play, going for that combo to do enough damage to finish the round. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Mixing it up with low tiger shot. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Close them. What's drive rush to keep it going? Knockdown and... They were expecting that drive impact. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Looking for a chance. Pokes with a medium kick. Experiencing burnout. Player is a good spot to use the super. Oh, no question whether this super art is going to kill or not. There it is. They knew it'd be enough. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done. Let's see what these fighters have up their sleeves out of the gate. Still slugging it out here. Goes for the fireball. Gets the knockdown, and now they gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Sticks the combo. All right, what's coming up next? Burnout activates. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Knock springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 has depleted their drive range, but they are still within range to win this round. A drive impact in there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Goes for the drive rush there. Player 1 chases them down. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Drive rush to keep it going. That combo did decent damage. Both springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Knockdown and player 1 will connect with the throw. Ooh, you never know. All in with the rush. There's the burnout. You're so close to the end of the that combo finishes it. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Opens with a fireball. Fires a tiger shot. Jumps up. Player 1 needs to use the predator, crushes that off and keeps going. Both fighters have a full suit. Goes for max damage output with the uppercut. Forward rush. Looking for a judicial uppercut. Amazing. Somehow a back throw for damage and vital positioning. Impact squash. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Fireball pressure, trying to wear down the opponent. They're in range, uses their drive gauge. These fighters are swinging for control of the match. Who's gonna take it? Can they use their drive to stage a comeback? Zoning with a low tiger shot. Crowns them from above. Oh, drive rush. We see it. Oh my God, this fighter's got the perfect read. Player 2 has no hesitation or regret. Hits him with that NSFW. I don't know if this is enough to kill. Are you serious? That comeback was unreal. We just saw this fighter play out of their goddamn minds there. Player 2 was definitely sweaty during that well...
Comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? You can use a drive rush like that there to maintain the pressure. Throw hits, Now the fun begins. What's the play here? Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Grabs him. This is looking bad. What are they gonna do? Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure KO. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Connects with medium kick. Throw, misses, springs forward with the drive rush. Drive rush to keep it going. Medium kick hits. Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Connects with the throw. Target combo. It's a good spot to use the super. Oh, looking for the definitive end to this round with a level 3 super. Player two faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! Jumps in. Player one chases them down. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strike. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Player two may be just about done this round, but they still have a chance with a full drive gauge to tap into. Takes a trip. Throws them to negate the block. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Goes with the safe stuff with that heart, hitting that exigency with Kagero no Mai. The big drive rush to keep it going. Who will capitalize on an opening first? Springs forward with the drive rush. A drive impact. Experiencing burnout. They're stunned. All they need to do is get enough damage to come from the brink like that. What a comeback. Player two with a good start to the fight, but can they keep it up? The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Perfect input, not letting up. Player two, chase burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Player two has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. The life remaining springs forward with the drive rush. Will we see a drive impact? Hits them all in with a rush. That final push at the end paid off in spades. When you have a chance to finish things, you gotta take it. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Player one didn't rely too much on drive in that last round, but they may be looking to mix things up here. Their spacing is so on point right now, but who's gonna blink first? Drive rush! Plenty of health, full gauges, good decision with that throw. Amazing! All in with the rush! Player two needs to wait this out. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Player two is in burnout state, a very precarious situation. This is where we can expect some major pressure. The jump in is denied. The drive impact doesn't work. Looking for a hole. Breaks it. There's a burnout. Player one can't use no hesitation or regret. Hits him with that NSFW. Still alive? Still alive? They are done. Player one has got to be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Close range projectile. The jump in, ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Just out of range for that throw. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Knockdown. Player two is just about out of drive after that. Lots of aggression for both sides. Takes the chance to hurt him. All right, what's coming up next? Player two needs to deal with this burnout. Shoots off a fireball up close. Hits him with a stopping power. Player experiencing burnout. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Good heads up play going for that combo to do enough damage to finish the round. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Got their eye on the air. Player, hold your breath. There's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. What'll happen? Rising uppercut. Scrapping it out up close. Jumps up. Sandblast. Both fighters are low on... Ooh, lands a rising uppercut. Player 2 needs getting that extra juicer with Kabiro no Mai. They've got the meter for a drive impact. Knockdown and goes airborne. Their face springs forward with the drive rush. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Tries to act quickly, but whip sneaks in the throw. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Ooh, what a smart throw. Player 1 with the lead. Will they go for offense or defense? What are they gonna do? Goes airborne. No way. No signs of letting up from out of the corner. All in with the rush. Goes all in with the uppercut. Looks to take the win here. Oh, here we go. Player 2 still has turns. What a finish. Gotta hand it to both of them.